Hello, hello. Bl'Art here with Gentle Fist, the Ursula Lost Chapter Shinryu. We got a no FR, no friend unit team featuring Auron, Garnet, and Beatrix. Before we get too deep into it, be sure to hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment down below, you know the drill. Help me out, drive up them engagement numbers, we're getting back into the swing of things, we're engaging with that YouTube algorithm. Help me get back on the high horse, you know how it is. And also just, let me know how you've been doing. It's been a little while. Haven't seen you in a hot second, huh? So, what do we got going on here? Honestly, this team feels a little bit overkill even with the no FR for this fight. I almost feel bad. I'm planning on using this team in Dare to Defy for this version of the fight. Hence the no friend unit, unfortunately. I'm looking, I'm like, man, this works so well, I almost feel bad bringing these high octane units to this fight. So who knows what, I may end up having to redo it down the line if it's like, oh man, I need Auron or Garnet for a later stage. For now, we'll slot them in here. This is a team featuring 3 blues after my viewers on the live stream last night bullied me into bluing my Auron, so thanks for that, guys. He actually is really good, though. It's hard to complain about that. I do appreciate being forced into a good decision. Although, man, I am hurting for blue armor materials now, so thanks for that. Anyway, this fight itself is really not terribly threatening. As far as Shinryu fights go, it's one of the tamer fights we've encountered, especially after that Odin situation. The Ursula fight, if you remember, they have this kind of set pattern they go through where they start off with Rend, which is an AoE brave attack you saw, which applies this frame defense down, which is a little bit annoying as a frame debuff. You'll see why later. Then they hit you with Hydro Shoot. You saw it's a brave attack that buffs themselves, and then they're going to hit you with that Bubble Breath. It's an AoE delay and HP attack, which barely damages us thanks to Beatrix and Auron. When you bring them below 80% and 30%, as you can see there on the HP bars, they hit you with Bubble Breath Plus. Or Plus is it? I don't know. Plus, there we go. Which applies a generic speed down and reduces your Brave to 0, and procs any counterattacks you have going on, meaning it actually hurts them more than it hurts you, so that's a design decision. I think that was a holdover from the Lufania Orb, but it really just doesn't matter. In this case, they do have an FR attack, a force attack, which is Bubble Breath plus, and that is going to be another AoE delay HP attack. Could be scary. We have a lot of defense in this team, so I don't think we're worried about it at all. And while the force time is up, 5 turns, they will deal increased HP damage and will use a special attack that applies both their debuffs and will paralyze you if it breaks you. So don't get broken, guys. I mean, I don't think that's going to be a problem with this team, just between you and me. Here we go. Figured Hydro Shoot and Bubble Breath and all this water stuff, this is the right music to jam to for a fight like this. Shout out to Sonic the Hedgehog 3. Here you go, we have the force time about to go off, so we're going to just go ahead and quickly queue up Beatrix's Holy Knight Safeguard there to keep us extra safe, because you can never have too much protection. Golly Jiminy, Blue Auron with the 5 out of 5 grade sword, gosh darn, that's a lot of damage. I've been using a lot of Galuf, and I really, yeah, there we go, AoE delay, gets it, which procs a counter, like, that's the thing about this fight. It has so much delay and so few truly threatening attacks that, like, counter-attack teams are gonna completely wreck this fight. You look at that, like off-turn damage, enemy phase type stuff, because they take a lot of turns and most of their attacks aren't that scary. They have a couple things here and there, but if you're bringing like an off-turn, like a counter-tank, you're already bringing defensive kind of backbone to your team. I don't know what's going on upstairs, but I don't like the sound of it. So apologies for that any noise in the background. Are they hammering something into the wall? What are you doing up there, guys? Anyway, normally I'd be recording this outside, but baby Bl'Art is napping, and I'm keeping an eye on her. So, hashtag fatherhood goals, I guess. Here we go. We've only got a couple turns left on the force time. 60 turns is a little bit tight for a no FR run, but this is such an incredibly turn-efficient team with 2 counterattacks and an off-turn damage trigger. I mean, admittedly, Garnet's on-turn damage is kind of jank, and her allies on turn damage are support level at best. I say as Auron casually dishes out like 1.6 mil, 1.7 mil. There we go. I just dropped that Scion Call because it just does so much damage. I really just kind of started brain deading my way into using Scion on all of my teams, no matter what this comp is, because it's just like, hey, free damage. There we go, Immaculate Judgment. Got that buff going on during the BT phase, which is nice. It does count down during the BT phase, which, you know, if I'm not about to complain about Garnet, you know. I did use her EX there so that I wouldn't waste BT effect turns refreshing the EX on her allies. And honestly, maybe it wasn't necessary. And honestly, it was probably a mistake, as you'll see later, because it's not like either of her allies need to be enchanted to hit weakness, you know. So I just assumed that there were probably some sweet offensive buffs somewhere in there that I wanted to get on, so I refreshed it. But here we go. Garnet BT phase, not terribly impressive, but it's not here for the damage. It's here for that ridiculous Garnet BT effect. You're basically spending the entire fight with it active, which feels like it shouldn't be the case for a no FR run. Case in point, these guys, their hit point's not really there, not a huge deal. But it is what it is. So yeah, this is going to be probably my second Dare to Defy team. Golly, we have 36% to go, and I'm trying to fight fair with you see the gist of this. There's no fancy tech at this point. Although I will say, if you keep, stay tuned, there will be some goof skis later in the fight as we get closer to the end. I guess the nice thing with this, the nice thing with the no FR team, I guess, is that Auron can take advantage of his increased HP cap, thanks to his force enhancement the entire fight. So that's kind of cool, I guess. Probably not as powerful as just going into a force time, but hey, it's the silver linings, we'll take that. So as you can see here, we just triggered Bubble Plus Plus, which brings on a counter, which pushes the other one below the threshold for Bubble Plus Plus to trigger again, so it triggers again, bring on another counter. Anyway, as you can see here, the nice thing about Beatrix is her counter basically batteries the party to full, so you're in no danger of being broken or anything like that. And so it just really complements Auron's style of, hey, hit us and we'll hit you back. There we go, just chunking them. Just below him, just shy of 1 million damage per counter, which is insane given how many turns the enemy team is taking. This is why this team is so turn efficient. We're basically only halfway through the turn count, just under, and they're almost dead. So here we go, we're in Bahamut, and you might have noticed something. So Bahamut, you have the EX charge thing. It charges your EX while you're in it. It doesn't charge your EX. It gives you Mega Flare, which charges your EX instantly. And if you've ribboned yourself, or perhaps you put 5 frame buffs on yourself and have 1 frame debuff, you don't get Mega Flare. And so you'll look and see, and I'm like, wait a second, why don't Beatrix and Auron have their EXs charged? And it's because we done goofed, we done ribboned ourselves. And here, I noticed 1 turn too late because I applied Holy Knight Safeguard, thinking to myself, this will keep us safe during that force attack. Wait, where's Holy Knight Safeguard? Oh, that's what happened. Luckily, as I said, this fight is kind of a pushover, so it's not like we're really getting punished for it. As you can see, scary force attack, absolutely devastating. We're going to recover from this. But it did feel a little goofy. It's been a little while since something so dumb has happened, where it's like, oh, oops, I'm so full of buffs that I can't get Mega Flare or Holy Knight Safeguard on me. Oops. I buffed too good, guys. Well, I say buff too good. The frame defense down doesn't matter, except it matters here for that one little tiny thing. Think of the damage we could have done if we had like 2 Clim Hazards and 2 Dragon Fangs during the course of that summon phase. Anyway, so yeah, we got 5% to go. Jesus, I'm just kind of trucking through them. Lots of off-turn damage. Here we go. Clim Hazard. Love this move. Beatrix is still holding up all right. She's, very much of a supportive character at this point. Her damage is outside of her EX is not that great, but holding up okay in the FR era as a utility player with her Dispel, her healing, her battery, and her... You get the idea. I can gush about Beatrix all I want. There we have it, though. Ursula Lost Chapter Shinryu, no FR, no friend unit. Probably going to Dare to Defy for me. Hopefully for you too. You can see, super safe, super easy, not at all difficult to pull off. Anyway, thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Adios.